So just real briefly, who we are. BlueLock was started in 2006 by a group of data center veterans. We did things the traditional way. We built space, added power, cooling. Eventually over time we got into managed services when people want us to actually come in and run their IT infrastructure for them so they could focus on the application or the business. We saw that at that time there were a whole lot of problems that people came to us that we couldn't solve. And they weren't because there was a lack of smart people where we were, it was really the technology. The way of doing things of traditional servers, traditional networking just would not address the concerns that people have. The business model that we created is called infrastructure as a service. And if you're familiar with the concept of software as a service, just literally take the word software out and put in infrastructure. And take all the values everybody has that they've seen in the software as a service or even the ASP model, and then apply it to all the infrastructure that normally supports that model. What a lot of people don't know is traditionally, software as a service applications were really good about giving you, if you had 5 users or 500 users, you literally turn a dial, they would charge you a license fee and a service fee, you'd go up. If those users ran heavy reports or did whatever, literally the dials would work. But on the back end, their infrastructure was a static capital cost. So they'd spend $100,000, maybe $1 million, maybe $30 million worth of infrastructure, and then everything else about their business was this dynamic thing that they tried to sell their end users. But infrastructure-wise, didn't work that way. So we came up with this list of 10 things. I'll talk about them real quick that we couldn't solve and how we've solved them for real customers, because I think that whether it's BlueLock or someone else you'd work with from a cloud standpoint, these are the things you can do now, and I would say in terms of your applications, you should set that as the bar. If you've got an application environment or a business you want to run, those are the things you should be able to do, not alternatives, but you should set that expectation. We had to build a platform to do this, and we call it virtual cloud computing. There's a cloud taxonomy diagram out there. One of the guys at Oracle wrote it. It's a great picture, and it shows this cloud in the middle, and then it's got 20 different categories of what cloud is. So instead of trying to replicate that in 5 minutes or less, I'd say go do a Google search on that. We fit into more of a category what I'd call hosting as a service or platform as a service. We built the whole thing on top of VMware, so it's a virtual infrastructure. We've got the VMware folks over there giving us props for that. But more importantly, here's some of the problems that we solved.